Welcome on in to another episode of Card Show Live, Jeremy. And as you said, before we get into what's coming up this week and the weeks coming ahead, let's recap. Last week we had the Medina County Collectors Fair where sports and pop culture collide. It's always terrific to incorporate both worlds together. And you can see Flight Productions does a great job. They bring in their cameras. We also had Garrett there, filming a lot of things for us. So we'll have plenty of content coming soon, not only from walking around the show, but we had the Akron women's basketball team and Coach Gensler at the show, and we got to talk to them. We got to tell them about an NIL card that we're going to make for each member of the team this year. So a lot of exciting things happened at the show. There's the team right there getting set up. But I mean, there was no shortage of sports, Pokemon. There were some comic books there. There was 3D printing. So I mean, it was really where the worlds collided. And I mean, we had a huge turnout 3 days in a row, record turnout for us in Medina. So we'll look forward to that show again next year. That's not something that we do all the time, but next year we'll be again in May. So great show there out in Medina. So with that recap, we now look to this week. So Saturday, October the 4th, we have the Kirtland show, and here's a little bit of a preview for that. Card Show Week. This Saturday, October the 4th, is the Kirtland Card Show, where, you guessed it, everybody knows your name. 40 tables in one of the most fun, family-friendly shows that you're going to find in Northeast Ohio. There's even a playground out back. But there is vintage cards, there's Pokemon cards, there's brand new modern cards, supplies, some wax boxes. So make sure that you come check out this Saturday, October the 4th, the Kirtland Senior Center. All the information is on our website, greeniesportscards.com. Or if you want to be on our email list, please comment below your email address or send us a message. And we will see you at the show, Saturday, October 4th, the Kirtland Senior Center, where everybody knows your name. Yeah, we look forward to that show. It is really just a small, tight-knit community show. People come from that side of town and they pack it. They look forward to it every month. So this Saturday, October the 4th in Kirtland at the Senior Center, we'll be there. Other shows around the country of note, one that we've actually attended in the past in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. There's about 180 tables that Tony Gordon does at that show, the Salvation Army Community Center. I love that show. It's kind of spread out in a couple different rooms, but they do a terrific job there. They have people that come from really all over Wisconsin, from down in Green Bay, Madison, and you name it. They even come from Chicago. It's not very far. I know I saw several vendors from Chicago when I was at that show a couple years ago. I believe it's always like the first Saturday of every month. So check that out. The Salvation Army Community Center in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. That is this Saturday, October the 4th. Moving on, there's a show down in, I'm going to hopefully say it right, Manville, Louisiana, Jeremy. 250 tables, which, I mean, that's still a lot of tables. And that's we're seeing a lot of that happen. And I can't wait to talk to Wes about that. But there's 100, 200, 300 table shows, which, this wasn't the norm even 5 years ago. 100 table show was a really big deal. But they're doing this at the Castine Center. It's October 4th and 5th down there in Louisiana, 250 tables. Chuck Sports Cards of Louisiana puts this show on. I did some research. It looks, quite big for this area down in Louisiana. And I can't imagine what the food's going to be like too, as well as the cards. So, if you're anywhere down in that area, I would check that out in Manville, Louisiana, the Castine Center, October 4th and October 5th. Those are a few of the shows that we have coming up this week. The show that we're going to talk about at length is the Charlotte Card Show, which is going to happen next weekend, October 11th and 12th. That's at the Park Expo and Conference Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's by Inside Pitch Promotions. And now, Wes, who we're going to talk to here in a second, is new to Inside Pitch Promotions, but these shows have been going on for years. And I've been down there when they were in Raleigh, and they still do there. But this show next week, I mean, promises to be pretty big. They have a great lineup of sponsors that we'll talk about. I think I just saw a post. Jose Canseco is going to be there signing. So why don't we bring in Wes? Let's talk a little bit about the Charlotte show, and then we'll also talk about his shop and what's kind of going on in the industry down that way.
Hey, gentlemen, how we doing?
Good, Wes, what's happening?
Welcome.
Not a whole lot. Just got the little ones down for bed, so yeah, you may or may not hear someone chirp here in a little bit, but I think 90% we're home free for the night, so we'll see.
Yeah, hey, we get it. We understand. So we know that the Charlotte show is coming next week. We'll kind of get into the meat of that, and then we'll kind of go back to how you really got involved in this. But
Sure.
what can people expect next week in Charlotte?
So Charlotte is by far our biggest show. I think we have 15 or 16 shows on the calendar for this year, and Charlotte's grown a ton. I think this is our third time doing Charlotte. First time was like in a hurricane. We had like right at 280, I want to say, the first time a year ago, and then this February we had 370, and we're currently I think at like 470 some as of today, and wouldn't shock me if we hit 500 or a hair over. Just a lot of buzz in the room, a lot of energy, a lot of money being spent. I probably have 40 plus people flying in for the show. It's just exciting, really, and it's just like, it's our strongest show of the year for sure. So I mean, it's destination, and Katie and Tommy done a great job building it up, and I'm excited that the countdown's on here.
Wes, through your eyes and experience, what makes a great card show?
Great question. I think first and foremost, you got to promote it. And then I know, like, nothing against Wes Starkey, who we bought Inside Pitch, but I think his main source of marketing was postcards. As of 2023, and I'd get him and laugh at him and toss him out. And like, it might remind me, it might not, but I mean, you got to have an online presence, especially today. So Tom and Katie do a very, very good job with that. And I'd feel awful if I didn't say that I accept way too much credit for the shows. My role is just going to tell customers and tell good dealers about the shows, and they do literally everything else. A lot of people congratulate me about the shows, but I mean, it's 98% them. So I'm gonna tip my hat to them. And but yeah, I think you got to have an online presence. I think you got to just talk to your vendors, and just kind of ask them, what's moving, how's the show going, and ask the public. I feel like a lot of times you're not asked, how can this be better, or just what's the biggest takeaway from the show. I think just being a good listening ear, and just saying, how can we improve? We always like to improve, and I think being in bigger, better venues, and so you have space to move around. I mean, I'm not going to elbow my way. I'm not as aggressive. Maybe my 22-year-old version of me might sneak my way into a quarter box a dig or something like that. But now I'm just like, if there's a big crowd, I'm just going to bypass. So I think just making it comfortable. I think having good food trucks there, having good food options. There's a lot of shows, unfortunately, for whatever reason, there's just no food whatsoever, or the food options are terrible. So I think having that, and like I said, Katie and Tommy do a good job making sure there's free donuts, cookies, coffee, things like that, and I think that does go a long way, personally.
So I know you've been in this industry a long time. We've known each other umpteen years, going back to different shows where Chantilly, Chicago,
Mhm.
and then a few years ago, you decided to really get into this space of promoting card shows. How did really that come about?
So I've known Wes Starkey for, golly, probably 15 years. I mean, I've done my first Raleigh show I attended was like 1999, chasing Dirk Nowitzki's, and I was 15 years old, and just throughout college, I always went to the Raleigh show at the fairgrounds there, and went to some of his other shows as well throughout college, and in my 20s and 30s, and I think like later in my 30s, just kind of kept talking to Starkey about it, and like where the market was at, and just saw that it could be in good hands from west to west was always our joke. So I said, if and when you're ready, let me know. He says, it could be 5 years from now, or it could be Tuesday, but I promise you, I'll give you an opportunity. So me and Katie both kind of talked to him, and he liked that we're kind of a family unit, and, wanted to see it going, and we would only grow it. And he's still very much involved with cards, and he made to, write in the contract that he wants 2 free tables at all future shows. So we had that little caveat. So happy to see Wes still around for sure. But yeah, I think it's just a good way to pivot and good way to diversify a little bit. We've got our brick and mortar, but I think just to tell so many customers about it and just seeing a lot of growth in the year and a half that we've had it here.
I, th- I think I saw on your website, you guys do, was it like 12 shows? Is that how many you're doing this year
I think it's
in
like
that
14 or
neighborhood?
15. I'll have to
Okay.
check out. I'll have to check and see, but I think it's like right at 14 or 15. Um, Again, like Tom and Katie could tell you immediately, but yeah, I think Hickory was condensed, so I think you're probably correct there.
Yeah.
So that's
That's a
right.
pretty substantial lineup. Lot of dates, lot of vendors, a lot of cards, collectibles, toys. What sort of trends are you seeing across those shows? Are there any patterns, good, bad, or indifferent, that are generated out of doing multiple shows?
I mean, I think if we had 40 shows a year, I think we'd sell at every show. I mean, I think like there's probably a wait list of 50 to 100 vendors at every single one of our shows. Aside from Charlotte, Charlotte, it's a huge venue. You can
Sure.
have, potentially 800, 1,000 tables, but, Raleigh will hold 250 tables at one of our venues there. There's another one that's like 400, but it's a good problem to have, but also like you also, I'd rather, I think a lot of times at shows, it's just like if it's too big, then there's like, not enough dealers walking around. A lot of those dealers that could have set up are then walking around trying to buy, sell, trade. So I think that's a good thing. But yeah, I mean, the market's absolutely flying right now. It's buzzing. I think the Pokemon side for sure. Some of our shows, a lot of our shows do have Pokemon, and like that side is just like packed. It is wild how just insane that market is right now. But I think even the toy market isn't a very good place. But yeah, I mean, it's just exciting to be a part of right now.
It's interesting. I actually mentioned it earlier. As early as 5 years ago, you had Chicago, you had Chantilly, you had Philly, and those were really the big staple shows. And now I'm talking about a 250 table show in a city called Manville, Louisiana. The,
Hmm.
these big shows are like almost on every street corner now, right?
Yeah.
And
I
I
mean,
don't think there's a problem with it.
no, I welcome it. The more the merrier. I mean, there's
Yeah.
lots of promoters that might have 30 a year, and like right now you could do it. I mean, I don't know if you will be able to in 3 years or 5 years from now, but yeah, I think just get it while you can, and like I think there's like a newfound energy and buzz like in these rooms and stuff like that. And like the trade nights going till 3 a.m. Seeing 12-year-olds in the lobby trading, like I absolutely love it. Like it's just it's fun to see. So yeah.
Does that translate into your shop? Are you seeing a lot of these younger kids coming in there?
Yeah, for sure. Like actually, like I think 2 of the last 4 weekends we've hosted a birthday party, and there's 13, 15 kids and they're running around. We do like pack wars and do little like repacks for them and stuff like that. So it's fun to see. And I know one kid he just pulling out some heat out of his Zion case. I mean, he had $1,000 cards in there. He's like 9 years old. I was like, right on, So just you don't always expect it. So it's cool to see for sure.
Wes, the hobby has changed dramatically, particularly over the last 5 years. It's become a much more digital space. It's a 24/7 hobby or occupation for some. What does the role of live events play in that space? And for you, what is the magic of bringing people together in space?
I just think like I like tangible stuff. I like things that you can hold, things that you can expect. As far as grading goes, like is you got a nine in your hand, and like you just like I think you can definitely get a premium for things. And I think like 5 years ago, I'd be like, oh, I'm in at 80%, but now it's just like, yeah, I'll pay full, I'll pay 10% over just to get it and get it now. I mean, I think like I hate the eBay authentication. It's just like I know what a Griffey PS item looks like. Why do I have to wait 15 days to get it? Like it's ridiculous. So I see why like you can get full price for a lot of cards, like anything decent. You can just get the money on it and just get it and get it now rather than have to wait 15 days. I mean, look at football. I mean, like 2 weeks ago Lamar Jackson wasn't hurt, and then I mean now like if you bought Lamar Jackson 2 weeks ago, or insert your quarterback Joe Burrow, who a quarterback a week goes down, it seems like, and it's just like devastating for some of these collectors that have the stones to buy high end football in season. I'm not one of those. If I buy it, I try and sell it that day because I was like, I don't care. I've been down that road for way too many years. So
Yeah, the flipping game is really at an all-time high with that. And we see when the people come, to every show that the repacking and right, the Joe Burrows, the Lamar Jackson. But now you got guys like Jackson Dart, right? I mean,
mhm.
that's what everyone's going to chase now next week. And who's it
Right.
going to be the week after that?
Right. It's always just the flavor of the day, and that's how rookie quarterbacks are. And I always say, like, sell all your football in August because there's only one MVP, there's only one Super Bowl winner, and of the 30 starting quarterbacks, or however many there are, there's like three that are worth more at the end of the season they are at the start of the season. So, but there's no hype like football hype.
No, we're also seeing a trend of $50,000 cards, $100,000 cards.
Mhm.
What, where is that going? Do you see a trend in that? Is that still going to get upticked?
I think up. I mean, I think there's like a pause in the market now, and people are just like scared to sell. I think the Jordan logo man at 12.8. There's just like a pause in the market almost that anything like 5 figure, 5 to 6 figure, people are just like, if you have a 5 or 6 figure card, you probably have money to go alongside it, so you don't have to sell right now. So I mean, if I have like a big card, I'd rather just like throw it in a box and see what the market does the next 2 months, and not necessarily catch a falling knife, but just like see what happens. I think anything good Jordan Bulls, I wouldn't sell right now. I think any like rare insert of like any good basketball player from the '90s, I'd probably just hold it right now, unless you just absolutely have to sell it, or at least like pivot into that same player and just get the same thing like any that '90s stuff. I mean, but it's blazing. But yeah, unless you need the money and it's from the '90s or like early 2000s, I mean, I just hang on to it and just enjoy the wave. But also think a lot of this newer type stuff, I just let it ride and whatever. But all the like the downtowns and kabooms and stuff like that, I mean, it's ridiculous right now. I know about a Romo gold kaboom. I didn't even know he had a gold kaboom for 1,700. The last sale was 1,300 in like March. I'm just like, whatever, I'll buy it.
Crazy.
I sent it to SGC, got a 9.5. I'm like, whatever. Put it up at like $3,500, and like in 8 minutes, a guy messaged me and said, "Hey, don't take less than 5K for this. I just got 5K for my 9.5." So then I raised it to 5,500, and people are like, "You're crazy. Why are you selling this?" And then it got popped at 5,500 in a matter of 2 or 3 weeks. You know what I mean? It's just like if that card's up for 10K, I don't care. I'm just like I'm more than made my margin. Like I mean, I had a sticker at 3K in my store, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think just make your money, move on, and don't worry about it. If the guy gets 10, I don't care. Like, congrats to him.
Bit of
Yeah.
a multi-part question for you then. So, do you collect? Are you buying cards to collect for your personal collection? And if you do, is there anything off limits for you that you will not sell?
Yeah. So my card PC, I collect high-end Chuck Knobloch. Chuck Knobloch was always my guy growing up. So I have like a bunch of game used jerseys and like World Series jerseys, All Star jerseys. So that stuff's untouchable. Not that there's a big market for Chuck, but no,
Yeah.
I love my Chucks. I like my high-end Dirks. I just like quantity. I mean, I'd rather have 100 SP Authentics than like one logo man. I mean, that's just more special to me. And probably the favorite thing that I own, I bought it a couple years ago, actually at Golden, but I have the Dumb and Dumber scooter for, like in the movie. So unless I get a ridiculous number, I'll probably die with that. And one of my kids may or may not inherit that, whether they want that. But that's probably my favorite thing that I own, and I enjoy it more than any card that I ever own. So I'll still like poke around the neighborhood a little bit in it, but it's a lot of fun.
Fantastic.
What's
Mm.
one of the coolest things that's ever walked into your shop?
Well, I got a call today actually. A guy has a Jordan Star 101 that is signed that
Oh,
he said he bought the team set for $1 in 1985, 86, and then carried it. Jordan was playing a golf tournament here in Durham, and he carried it in his pocket for 9 holes, and then Jordan signed it, and he has like pictures of it and stuff. So that was just today. So I haven't seen that in hand, but he'll be in Charlotte, so I think we'll get together there. But as far as like things I walk in my store, I mean, I just had like a couple nano rookies. A lot of times it's just like a meeting point. I'm not trying to, if I see someone on Marketplace, I'm not trying to meet them at Target or, not trying to get hit
sure.
over the head in a parking garage or something like that. So I think like a lot of things are just like from the shows and just like, hey, let's meet here rather than, anywhere else, just for protection, really. But I think it's like, I don't know that probably like a couple times a year I'm like really wowed with something and just doing this for so long. That stuff's out there. I'd love to see an 86 clear box. That's something that's never walked in. I know that there's one within 5 miles of here and they don't realize that they have it. That would be cool. Probably one of the cooler things we've bought in the last couple of years is have you guys familiar with those Simpson sketch cards from '93
So I,
Skybot?
I saw your post. I don't know if it was
Yeah.
yesterday or the day before. I saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so so years ago, so I guess the story is like Graining did 400 sketches, and each one is an individual 101, and like it was one in thousands and thousands of packs. You had like a lucky penny, and you could send it in, and then they would redeem them, within 2 years. And then I think they stamped all the ones that were good. There's like 173. I've done like way too much research on this. I think like 173 of the 400 were good, but then there's like generic Bart sketches where he's like looking left, looking right, and then some of them are like a little cooler. They have a design where he's like riding a skateboard or like on a car or whatever, and like very few have like the actual like family portrait. So a customer of mine, Skybox is only 30 minutes from here, or was, and I guess it closed down in like 96, 97. I guess they moved up to New Jersey maybe, or I don't know what happened. But this guy bought a tub full of stuff. It was a milk crate full, and he paid $50, and he had 6 sketch cards,
Oh,
including some other stuff. He knew exactly what he had because he's just like, yeah, all these are like 10,000 or more. I was like, you're crazy. That's what they're asking. And he's like, no, trust me, like they are. And I looked them up, and sure enough, they absolutely were. Like each one was more than 10K, and this is 2 years ago. So I think he actually ended up buying. He knew what he had. I didn't like steal them, but yeah, he
sure.
ended up buying. He bought a new truck with the proceeds, and we sold the other 5. And this is actually Katie's card, or Katie's favorite card that we have. And she's like, don't be short sighted with it. Like get the number fine, but I mean, this could be huge for sure. I was like, yeah, we've had a couple years, and it might pivot into something else. But like usual, she's probably right.
So before we let you go, let's just finish up a little bit with the Charlotte show. I saw Jose Canseco is going to be there. Do you guys have
Yeah.
other autographers coming?
No, so Grant Williams, who plays for the Hornets, he'll
Yep.
set up Sunday. So I mean, he doesn't charge anything. Like he's been great. He's been on a couple of our other shows, and he's just like all into it. Like he loves to rip stuff. He loves to
Yep.
break stuff. He's wonderful with the kids, and one of the nicest athletes I've ever met. Just a good human being. Um, so yeah, I think right now just Jose, and looking forward to that, and seeing what's what. But yeah, we had Jason Williams there, White Chocolate. He was awesome with the fans. He was there two Charlottes ago. We saw our first show, and he was wonderful. But yeah, I mean, like looking forward to bringing other athletes in the future. So.
What about sponsors? I saw like Nate Burns is going to be there. Who else is coming?
So Blez is big, Blez the Breaker, and
Mhm.
I think all the brothers and stuff. So I don't know who from them's coming. I know like Jameson Long's coming. I know Waldorf Storia's on Instagram's coming. Like he just got just crazy, crazy stuff.
Oh, Grant,
Uh,
he's unbelievable.
yeah, I mean he's got some special cards. I mean it just like it's very humbling looking in the show. It's like, well, that's
Yeah.
worth more than my life,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm shortchanging 100
Sure.
dealers here, but yeah, I mean, it's a solid lineup, and we're excited. But yeah, one thing that's cool about the Charlotte show is like that venue specifically will like they have like the Christmas show there, which is just like Santas and wreaths and stuff like that, and it's like the national of Christmas shows. Like there's over 100,000 people that go to that, and like there's different
Wow.
wings and things like that. So I mean. It's got tons of potential to grow, and I'm very excited. And again, like tip my hat to Katie and Tommy for the rapid growth, and just kind of buy into ultimately her vision, and just I figured it would grow. I just didn't think it would happen this quickly. But very very pleased, and it's exciting, and we're very very selective with the weekends that we choose because we want to kind of be the show of the country for that specific weekend. So I wish more promoters would communicate a little bit. I think they just pick a date and like whatever, that's it. But I think there needs to be a little
Yeah.
more level playing field, and it's just better for everyone. You can't be. But I know lots of guys like the Ross of the world. They're just like, yeah, I'm the show this Friday and the show this Saturday, and they have the energy and they can do 80 shows a year. But with 3 kids, I mean, I'm may or may not go to my own shows. So but
Who's
yeah.
making those decisions? Those guys?
I- yeah, I got it out of my garage actually. So
Yeah. So, yeah, where can people find your website? Where can they find information about the Charlotte show and about your shop?
yeah, so just inside pitch promo, and I think just charlottecardshow.com. But yeah, just Instagram as well, Charlotte Card Show or Charlotte Card Show. Don't wanna get crucified for not knowing, but I think maybe Charlotte Card Show on Instagram, inside pitch promo, and then our shop just Oak City Sports Cards. But it's the same 3 to 4 employees checking all 3 of them. So But yeah, I mean that's what it is. And our shop's downtown Raleigh, free beer of those of age if you want to pop in, and it's a good space. And again, that's Katie's idea. My card shop would look like any other card shop in America, where
Yeah.
it's just like all the stuff everywhere. But it's very
That's
clean, it's very professional looking, it's almost like Apple when you come in there. Like she's done a very good job with that. So just less is more, and every card's $50 and up, and we just want the quality stuff. So. But
fantastic. Well, listen, Wes, we appreciate it. We look forward to hearing a recap of the show. So it's the 11th and 12th, downtown
yeah,
Charlotte at the Expo Center.
yeah, looking forward to it. It's probably 15, 20 minutes from the airport. Lots of cool things to do, and I think the Cowboys actually play the Panthers at 1 on Sunday. So should be some a lot of fans in town for the area, and should have record attendance. And looking forward to it here.
Fantastic. Well, listen,
That's
again, we
awesome.
appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
No, thanks for the opportunity, guys.
Yep. Cool.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Wes.
Wes.
See you down the road.